In the last section, we started doing a little bit of setup around a new project we're going to be working on called Upstar Music. We ran the npm install command to install a bunch of dependencies. Once that command was complete, if you saw any warning messages in here, totally fine, don't sweat it. The only thing we need to be worried about are error messages. So if you see something that says error, okay, that's when we need to start to do a little bit of troubleshooting. Now that I've installed all my dependencies, I'm going to start up this project by running the command npm run start. Now once we run this command, it's going to automatically pop up a little window for us that this application is going to run inside of. You'll notice that the screen first appears as white. I'm going to wait in my terminal until I see a line in here that says something like bundle is now valid, and then I should see the screen automatically refresh. If you don't see it refresh, you can come up to view and then hit reload up here at the top. Alternatively, you can just hit the hotkey Command R or Control R. Either one is fine. So you can see the project that we have to work with right here. I'm going to drag it out a little bit, and notice that when I expand the width, I get the two buttons on the top right-hand screen appear, which is definitely what I want to have happen. Okay, so here we go. Here's our project as it stands right now. So I have taken the liberty of putting together a little bit of UI for us. Okay, so clearly like there is some amount of UI here already at work. However, if we start clicking around a little bit, like, I'm just going to come down here and click on submit. If I click on submit, it definitely appears that nothing happens. If I click on like random artist, well, nothing happens, but I do see a message here that says something like find artist query. So there is some amount of code in play here, but there's still a lot left to be done on this project. So let's open up our code editor and see exactly what we have to work with and what we have to do to get this project working as we expect. So I'm going to open up my code editor inside of our project directory. I'm also going to pull this diagram out of the way. There we go. Okay. So inside of my project directory, I can find a folder in here called database. So I'm going to open up this database folder, and inside of it, you'll find two more files, or excuse me, folders, one named models and the other one named queries. So this is where we're going to be adding a whole bunch of code inside of our project to get our application actually working, because clearly, as we see it right now, not everything is functioning as is expected. So let's look at a couple of different files inside of here and kind of get a better idea of exactly what's going on. Inside of my queries directory, I'm going to find the find artist file. So here's findartist.js. If I open up this file, you'll see that there's some very small amount of code in here already. At the top, we have a require statement for our artist. We have a comment above a function, and that's pretty much it. So here's exactly how this next section, or the entire working on this course, is going to work. Or not the whole course, but this entire app, sorry. What we're going to do is we are going to place a bunch of implementation inside of each of these files, one section at a time. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have one video where we kind of lay out the contents of a single file and like a function and what it kind of has to do. We'll then take a pause where you will work on the implementation yourself, and then we'll come back together and write the implementation together. So this is going to be a great opportunity for you to apply all the knowledge that we just picked up as we were working in the last section doing all this testing stuff. And you're going to be able to see our application come to life as you complete each separate query. So the first query that we're going to work on inside of here is this find artist query. Now we just opened up the find artist file. So if we implement this query and make sure that it follows these requirements that are listed out inside this requirement right here, or in this comment right here, we should magically see this page right here come to life, the random artist page. So whenever I click on a random artist, chances are I'm going to expect to see a list or a single artist appear on the screen. Just to give you a better idea of what this application is going to look like when we're all done, I've got some diagrams of exactly what it should look like. So right now we have seen the search or filter page, and the page that we're on right now where it just says like, implement this query to see something, this implement find artist query, is what we refer to as the show an artist page. So the application we're working on is all themed around a music browsing or an artist browsing application. So we're imagining that we're working with a big list of musicians here. And as we fill in all these different queries, we're going to start to see a bunch of information for each of our artists appear on the screen. We will also put together a search and filtering page. We will have a page to add new artists, and then a page to edit existing artists. So we're definitely going to get the kind of full spectrum of all different possible operations. You'll also be able to delete existing artists or remove them from the Show an Artist page. So don't worry, we're going to get all 4 operations in there. So we definitely have a lot of work cut out for ourselves. Let's get started in the next section.